I have been the recipient and a participant of a really cool and generous drive-through experience. I think some of you might know what I'm talking about. A while back, I remember seeing a commercial on TV. I think it was for Ford. A young woman is going through a drive-through dry cleaning facility. I don't think I've ever seen one of those in my entire life. I mean, I don't use dry cleaning very often. I mean, do they have a place where you can dry clean t-shirts and cargo pants? I don't think so. But anyway, she's paying for her stuff. She looks in her rearview mirror and sees some dude, I guess she thought he was good looking, driving a Mustang. And she decided, she tells the clerk, I'm going to go ahead and pay for some of his shirts. And then she makes sure that the person behind the counter gives the guy her phone number. I said, how cute. But then again, I don't do dry cleaning. This is never going to happen to me. So one day I'm in the drive-thru getting lunch, and the person behind the counter says, you know, the car in front of you just paid for your food. I said, really? That is so cool. Now, by the time I looked up, that car was already getting his food and drove off around the corner and out of sight, so I never saw who it was, which was probably intentional. I mean, you're doing kind of things you don't need to brag about it. So I said, this is really cool. I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw there was nobody behind me, so I couldn't pass on the good fortune to someone else. So I said thank you again and enjoyed my food. Then about a week later, I'm at the drive-thru getting something to grub on, and the person at the window said, hey, the car in front of you just paid for your food. I said, oh, wish I could thank that person. I looked in my rearview mirror and saw there was somebody behind me. Didn't see who they were, didn't see what they looked like, was unimportant. I just went ahead and repaid the deed. And I was kind of happy about it too. I could have gotten a free meal, but that's not the point. It's like, pass on the joy, pass on the good fortune to someone else, the kind favor, whatever you want to call it. But it was a cool thing. And over the next couple of weeks, it happened a few more times. One time, the person behind the window actually asked me, would you like to pay for the car behind you? And it's like, I didn't even think about it. I just, yeah, sure. Like I said, repay the kindness. Pay it forward, or whatever you want to call it. And there was even an opportunity once or twice for me to initiate that whole practice of kindness. Paid for my food, looked in the rearview mirror, saw there was a car that just pulled up behind me. I said, this is perfect. I took a little bit of a look without being obvious. I said, you know what? She's kind of pretty. And it must have looked funny from her vantage point as she was paying attention, because I kept going like this, trying to get a better view through the rear view of what she looked like before I had to resort to fidgeting and readjusting the rear view mirror, which would have definitely been a giveaway. But obviously, it didn't matter what she looked like. I was going to do it anyway. So I paid for my food, grabbed my order, and bolted. I wasn't going to hang around so she would know who it was who was paying for her. That wasn't important. That wasn't the point. It could have been a dude and I'd have done the same thing. So I don't know what happened after that. I know only, and this is all that mattered, that I like doing it. Now, the moral of the story, I rely on drive-through food way too often. That's not the moral. What is that saying? Random acts of kindness? I was glad to participate.